Now I want to speak directly to one specific American, Donald.
Oh no! Justin Trudeau's refusing to come to America. Is it possible that Justin Trudeau could get any more out of step with the sentiments of the American people? He's threatening to not come to America. He's threatening to withdraw his finest Canadians. Now, that includes some pretty interesting Canadians. Jim Carrey, are we going to lose that guy? And Chris Pavlovski, CEO of Rumble, has responded. He himself is a Canadian person. Is Canada about to become the 51st state, joining maybe Greenland? Maybe it'll have to be the 52nd. Or is Canada going to form a bulwark of opposition against United States hegemony? Let's get into it.
We're going to choose to not go on vacation in Florida or Old Orchard Beach or wherever.
About getting Florida, me, Tate, everyone's already here. Last thing we need is a Canadian.
We're going to choose to try to buy Canadian products and forego bourbon and other classic American products. And yeah, we're probably going to keep booing the American anthem.
Yeah, we're going to boo you. I will boo you right in your anthem. Get ready. We're talking about potential nuclear war in Ukraine. Trudeau evoked the Emergency Act during the height of the pandemic. Chrystia Freeland, his likely replacement, froze people's bank accounts. And while they saluted a Nazi, I can't get over the saluting a Nazi. But now things are getting serious. Putin, we will boo you straight in your anthem. Trump, get ready. Your anthem's not beneath a good booing. And Keir Starmer, we will boo you so hard in your anthem, you'll need to go immediately for an AIDS test. I put a Pippin down my waddler hole, and it turns out that everything's tickety-boom.
We're probably going to keep booing the American anthem.
Ron DeSantis of Florida seems to be responding directly to Trudeau's claim. Does America need Canada? Is the division between Canada and America arbitrary? Will Trump's bellicose style and vulgarity lead to world union in a previously inconceivable way? Myself, I believe in national sovereignty and maximum individual freedom. Let's see where this is going.
Flock to our state and investment to Florida surge. We continue to set tourism records. 2024 saw more than 142 million visitors come to the state of Florida. This includes 3.3 million visitors from Canada. That's not much of a boycott in my book. Maybe they wanted to get a glimpse of what a Stanley Cup winning hockey team actually looks like.
Yeah, you boo our anthem and we'll mock your hockey. We'll get you riding a hockey. It's really interesting, isn't it, how the symbols of a nation become open to ridicule in this ongoing discourse that does have political connotations. This whole controversy is, of course, spawned by Trump's imposition of tariffs on Canada and Mexico. That could purportedly happen any day now. Let's have a look at Ontario Premier Doug Ford cancelling Starlink. That guy's going for it. He's the one that said, I will fight to the death. Not actual death. No one will actually die. It's kind of empty rhetoric that people are trying to move beyond.
Also, starting today, all U.S.-based companies will be banned from taking part in government procurement. Every year, the province and its agencies spend about $30 billion on procurement.
You can forget about that procurement, and we will boo you so hard in the anthem that you won't sit down for a week.
Alongside our more than $200 billion plan to build infrastructure. U.S.-based businesses will now lose out on tens of billions of dollars in revenues. They only have President Trump to blame. I'm also urging all 444 municipalities to do the same. And I'm thrilled to see some are already stepping up. For example, Mayor Patrick Brown in the city of Brampton and many other cities. As part of this government-wide procurement ban, we're going one step further. We're ripping up Ontario's contract with Starlink. It's done, it's gone. We won't award contracts to people who enable and encourage economic attacks on our province and our country. Alongside federal tariffs and the measures my fellow premiers are bringing forward, this Team Canada's opening response.
You can forget about maple syrup and Mountie hats too. Well, I've got my own Mountie hat. I don't need you, as a matter of fact. Here's Chris Pavlovsky, CEO of Rumble, a Canadian company, responding. Canada is going to be in a world of hurt. I would not hold Canadian dollars and I wouldn't buy Canadian real estate. It's of my opinion that we're about to witness one of the largest declines in Canadian history, driven by incompetent leadership in Canada. Please explain to Governor Trudeau of Canada that when he puts on a retaliatory tariff on the US, our reciprocal tariff will immediately increase by a like amount. So, in a sense, you can't rely on those somewhat impotent former woke-style WEF leaders to stand up against the belligerence and potency of a leader like Trump, who, in spite of what The View may think, has a significant mandate. Here's Justin Trudeau directly messaging Trump in a manner that can only be described as, in a way, if your fuel bills are high in Canada, you can just watch Trump doing this and warm yourself with pure cringe.
Now I want to speak directly to one specific American, Donald.
I don't mean Duck, because I actually don't even believe Donald Duck's real. Who talks like that? All that stuff. I'm talking to you, Trump, as an equal. I'm speaking to you, Fidel Castro, as a father. I'm joking.
In the over 8 years you and I have worked together, we've done big things.
I haven't, though, have they? What big things have they done? Is there anything as big, as memorable or significant as the evoking of the Emergency Act in the pandemic to control truckers, Canadian citizens protesting against their government, all the while telling them that they're the Nazis? You are the Nazis. That is why we have to control you. You are the Nazis. That's why we have to freeze your bank accounts. You are the Nazis. That's why we are saluting an actual Nazi in our parliament. Wait a minute. This doesn't make sense.
We signed a historic deal that has created record jobs and growth in both of our countries. We've done big things together on the world stage.
They're not the Bee Gees. Stop making everything sound gay.
As Canada and the US have done together for decades, for generations. And now we should be working together to ensure even greater prosperity for North Americans in a very uncertain and challenging world. Now, it's not in my habit to agree with the Wall Street Journal, but Donald, they point out that even though you're a very smart guy, this is a very dumb thing to do. We two friends fighting is exactly what our opponents around the world want to see.
Can't actually adopt that perspective or that position against Donald Trump when you're Justin Trudeau, when you've behaved the way that he has behaved in government, and when we're beginning to experience the success of some of the audacity of Trump's public rhetoric. Zelensky now says he's ready for peace. Even with the extraordinary AI images of Gaza as a holiday destination, it appears that there's a likelihood that solutions that were previously inaccessible might become an option, even for someone who finds it somewhat distasteful to speak about a region so connected to and fraught with controversy, pain, and suffering spoken of in such a glib way. You have to acknowledge that Trump is the political figure that Americans have voted for and appears in some extraordinary ways to be the political leader that the world needs. And whether you agree with that or not, you surely understand that Justin Trudeau isn't the political figure that the world needs. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments and the chat, wherever you are watching us. You might be watching us on X. You might be watching us on YouTube. Please join us on Rumble. Sign up to Rumble Premium. It impacts me positively when you do that. You get an ad-free experience when you do. But until then, here's a message from one of our partners.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.